Hello everyone. So thank you for joining on this information session on engineering sciences in chemistry, biotechnology and health at KTH. So today me and Eva are going to be your hosts. I'm Urooj. I'm a second year master's student in molecular science and engineering program here at KTH, and I'm also the international student ambassador for the program. I'm from UAE and I've done my bachelor's in chemical engineering from there.
Hello everyone, my name is Eva Malmström. I'm a professor in coating technology here at KTH at the School of CBH. I also was a master student a long time ago here at KTH. I'm really happy to meet all of you today.
I didn't know that. So in this webinar, you're going to receive an introduction to KTH, to the School of Engineering, Sciences in Chemistry, Biotechnology and Health, which is CBH in short, and as well as the master programs that we offer. And then we're going to talk about how they connect to sustainability and how they link to industry and research projects. We will also talk about careers after KTH. And you can ask questions in the Q&A, which will be open now. So if something opens up that you're curious about or worried about, feel free to comment in the chat below and we'll answer during the presentation and after as well. So let me give you a brief overview of KTH Royal Institute of Technology. KTH was established in 1827, and the current Swedish king Carl XVI Gustaf is the university's guardian. From the beginning, KTH has been a forefront of technological innovation in Sweden. In 1950s, Swedish first nuclear reactor was installed on campus, while the country's first TV station began broadcasting just across the street. Over the past 200 years, KTH has grown into one of Europe's leading technical university, attracting talent from all over the world. Today we have 13,000 full-time students, including 2,000 international master students. KTH also hosts 2,000 PhD students, many of which are also from outside Sweden. And in the latest QS university rankings, KTH is placed on 78th globally. So you're here because you're looking to take the next monumental step in your career. And here are top 3 reasons out of many why choosing a master program at KTH is a good decision. So as a KTH student, you gain access to cutting-edge research infrastructures and state-of-the-art technical equipment that meets the highest international standard. Through its challenge-driven education, KTH encourages students to approach real-life world problems from new perspectives, contributing to a brighter tomorrow.
And the average acceptance rate, that is the number of admitted students in relation to the number of applicants who met the admissions requirements for a specific program, last year to our master programs was 29%. So it's pretty difficult to get accepted here. The acceptance rates vary widely between the programs and change every year depending on the number of qualified applicants and places in each program.
So KTH's education and research are divided into 5 schools. Each of it has their own department, center of excellence and study programs. This autumn we've hosted webinar on each of the school, and there are already available recordings on our website, and the final one on industrial engineering and management takes place on 19th of November. But today we're going to focus on the engineering sciences in chemistry, biotechnology and health and the master programs that are offered in this area.
So engineering sciences in chemistry, biotechnology and health spans the broader domains of health, environment, materials and energy. So the rankings are in important numbers. So the rankings at our school justifies that we have a good quality. So we have top 100 placements in these subjects areas, which we are really proud of. So we take a lot of pride in the ranking figures. So the school is present in 4 strategically important locations in the Stockholm area, centrally at KTH campus at Valhallavägen, where we are, at Albanova University Center, close to physics department at both Stockholm University and KTH. And then south of Stockholm, close to city center still, in the Medical Technology Hub, Campus Flemingsberg, close to the University Hospital Huddinge. And at the National Research Center SciLife Lab, which is very close to the Karolinska University Hospital and the Karolinska Institute in Solna, very near to the city center, all of them. So we will now look into the campus areas in the next slide.
So this is the map over main campus, like Eva mentioned, and the other campuses as well. You can see the pins as well here. And although not all your classes are going to be in the main campus, you can note that the other campuses are not too hard to access as well. So Flemingsberg is just 20 minutes away from city center. Solna is just a short bus ride. And Albanova can be reached by foot, which is what I'm doing these days. And I usually love to hang around the library to study because like there's computers and stuff there, but the courtyard as well is a really nice place to hang out when the weather is good outside.
Nice
But
place.
if you're in the city, I highly recommend you to take a campus tour to get a first-hand experience of what KTH has to offer.
So now we will look at the master programs. On this screen you see the names of these programs that we are offering, and in the coming slides we will deep a little bit further into the details on these programs. So if we start with the chemistry-oriented programs, from the top on this slide we see the master program in chemical engineering for energy and environment. And that aims to deliver extensive knowledge in the diverse field of chemical engineering with a strong focus of sustainability, various processes, from the production of biofuels to very important aspects as purification of drinking water. And the second program on the slide is macromolecular materials, which is the program where I teach in. We intend to equip the students with comprehensive tools that is required to understand the relationship within the molecular structure and the macromolecular as well as the material properties.
And then coming on to the master program, which I'm associated with, which is molecular science and engineering. So this program provides an in-depth knowledge of design, synthesis, and characterization of molecular systems. And the program also relates to sustainability and a little bit of innovation as well. But what I love about this program most is how flexible it is. So you can take courses that excite you the most and dive into areas such as core chemistry. So for example, organic, inorganic, material science, or analytical chemistry. But you can also take courses on like certain techniques such as spectroscopy, computational chemistry, or even take very specialized courses such as radiation chemistry, food chemistry, which is my favorite, and the crucial science of surface corrosion and colloid chemistry. And then coming on to the master programs in biotechnology. So firstly, on this slide, we have medical biotechnology, which provides a solid foundation for the development of sustainable biotechnological solutions and their uses in healthcare. And then we have the industrial and engineering biotechnology at KTH, which is essentially about learning how to use biological tools like cells, enzymes, and microorganisms to solve industrial and environmental problems in a sustainable and cost-effective way.
And then we have the master's program in molecular biotechnology and bioinformatics. That is the newest, most recently added program, and it aims to prepare the students to address the growing need for experts to manage, analyze, and interpret the vast amount of data that is generated by modern experimental technologies within molecular biology. So it provides a truly unique combination of knowledge in molecular life sciences, biotechnology, and computational data analysis. And then there is a joint master's program in molecular techniques in life science, and that fosters the graduates for a professional research career in life science. So it has a very strong focus on molecular techniques for disease therapies and diagnostic tools.
Wow.
And that is then coupled with substantial training in data analysis, or bioinformatics and programming. And this program is unique both due to its content but also because it's a collaboration between the Karolinska Institute, KTH and Stockholm University at the Science for Life laboratory here in Stockholm. So it's an offering that is very unique, and it's a unique opportunity for the students to study at all these 3 institutions. Now let's turn our attention to the programs related to health. So the first one is technology, work and health. That is jointly treating ergonomics and work environment management to enable functional and well-designed work systems, organizations and environments. In this program, you will learn how to plan, design and analyze work environments from a sustainability and performance perspective, and with skills in applying occupational safety and health management, our graduates make vital contributions to a healthy and productive workforce for a brighter future. Then we move on to the master's program in data-driven health. In this program, you will acquire technical skills in the data processing, data mining, machine learning, and then combined with expertise in health systems and systems biology. So a very timely program, for instance, with the aging population. Then we turn our attention to the master's program in sports technology. It's yet another interdisciplinary collaboration, this time between KTH and the Swedish School of Sport and Health Sciences. And these 2 Swedish leading actors in our fields, science and sports. So this program provided unique understanding of the area of sports science and engineering and how they are related. So graduates will gain the skills to develop new technologies for measuring sports, performance and advanced healthcare. And then on the bottom place on this slide, we have the master's program in medical engineering, and that covers the broad and interdisciplinary field of medical engineering, exploring the merits and limitations of the technology used in clinical as well as preclinical applications. And here is also a program where you have quite a lot of freedom to choose. There are 3 tracks: biomechanics, imaging and health systems, and on top of that you can choose in between 3 flavors: computer science, electronics or physics.
So if you want to gain a deeper insight into all these different programs, we recommend you to join a program-specific webinar. And at that webinar, you can engage with and ask questions to the key representatives like the program director and the current students, and explore the program content in more detail. You can register from our website. Now coming on to how to apply, since the application period is already open. So you start by visiting the website to explore our master programs and find the one that matches your interests. And next you check the admission requirement on each program page. And then you apply through university admissions, which is the Swedish national application system, and make sure to submit your application by 15th of January. By 2nd of February, make sure you've uploaded all your documents on your application. And if you're not an EU, EEA or Swiss citizen, you'll also need to pay a application fee of SEK 900. And you also have to do that by 2nd of February. But it's just one fee no matter how many programs you apply for. And you can apply for up to 4 programs. And then finally, you'll have your admission results posted on 26th of March. And if you want more details about the application procedure, make sure to join the webinar in December, just together with the admission staff.
You can get all your questions sorted out.
Yes. Now coming on to the admission requirements. So first you have some general requirements which apply for all master programs. You'll need to have a bachelor's degree equivalent to the Swedish bachelor degree or any other corresponding academic qualification from an international recognized university. But you can also apply if you're in the final year of your bachelor studies, of course. You must also meet the English language requirement, which is equivalent to Swedish upper secondary school English course B6. And then in some cases, there are also country-specific requirements, so make sure to check if that applies to you. Finally, each program has its own specific requirements, which may include certain number of credits in a particular subject area or field of study.
So it's really important to keep up with all these documents. So on this slide, you also see that you have a listing of all the documents that you need to submit when you apply. So you have to upload all of them. So there are supporting documents that prove many of the things that Urooj just mentioned. So the exact requirements depend on the actual program and on your country or previous studies. So all details are explained on our website, but here is a short overview. So you will need to upload or provide degree certificates and diplomas officially issued by your university, transcripts of records showing your completed courses and grades. And then we heard proof of English proficiency, either through a test or previous studies. And then you need a copy of your passport or any other valid ID that shows your personal data and photograph. And then please remember that in addition, each specific program may require specific documents such as a CV, letter of motivation, letter of recommendation, or maybe a summary sheet. So make sure to check this out and upload the required documents for each program that you apply to. So now let's leave the formalities and look a little bit more on content. So at the School of CBH, we continuously work with integration of sustainable development into education programs. We're relating our programs to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. So all programs have identified 3 SDGs and describe how the program can enable advancements regarding these SDGs. And we ensure that we have a broad and deep offering of courses with learning objectives, activities and assessments regarding sustainable development to really educate and teach for the future. So our ambition is to make it possible for any student to get a sustainability profile on their education. Let's then look at the research, because we are a very research-intense school. So on this slide, we see the different departments at the school, and let's start with the biomedical engineering and health systems. So here, technologies and systems are developed that improve human health, all the way from medical imaging to assistive devices and digital health solutions. The second on this slide is chemistry, and chemistry investigates fundamental chemical processes and materials to address pertinent challenges in energy, environment, and catalysis. Chemical engineering focuses on large-scale processes and reactor technologies for sustainable production of, for instance, chemicals, fuels, and materials. Fiber and polymer technology advances the science of fibers, such as cellulose fibers, and polymers, mostly nowadays bio-based, but could also be fossil-based, to create lightweight, high performance, and sustainable materials. Next, we turn our attention to gene technology, exploring the gene-based technologies, including synthetic biology, molecular engineering, and bioinformatics for biotechnology and medicine. Industrial biotechnology applies biological systems like cells, enzymes, microorganisms in industrial processes to enable greener manufacturing and circular bioeconomy. And protein and science unravels protein structure, function, and interaction networks to enable applications in diagnostics, therapy, and bioengineering. And last but not least, we have the engineering pedagogics, where they study teaching and learning in engineering and technology to improve the education methods and prepare the future engineers for the future career. So the research within the CBH school is indeed spanning quite broadly from all different aspects of life sciences and materials and energy for the future, so on and so forth.
So there's something for everyone.
Absolutely. And I guess you already guessed that we are a quite experimentally heavy organization. So we have access to many excellent research environments, many one of a kind. And you, Urooj, you have some great examples to tell about.
Yeah. So like Eva mentioned, CBH and KTH itself has a very hands-on approach on being practical in the master studies, and there are several ways for students to get involved in these research environments. So there's degree projects, which is either thesis or project courses as well, where the student works on a very specific research question with the professor or a PhD student, and then this project grants them supervised access to these specific labs and instruments needed. So I, for example, worked on a project on microplastic leaching in food packaging using ESI mass spectroscopy. And then there are also many projects that include a project component where student works in group to solve those problems and often use these specialized labs or workshops. Finally, there's also internships with research groups and affiliated research centers where the student can do their research. And then there's also KTH Makerspace, which is in the main campus, which is a general student-driven workshop open to all KTH students for coursework, personal projects, or even startup ideas. So KTH really, supports innovation.
That's an amazing achievement, yes. And the numbers on this slide are from KTH's latest career report. We usually saw that our students' careers start when they start at KTH with such close ties to industry, close connection between education program and industry. So 50%, half of the students, have a job before graduating or starting their own company. One of the most common ways to find your first job is through the degree project that we heard Urooj speak about, that you carry out in the final semester. And around 12% of the international students continue at KTH as a PhD student at either KTH or other universities. However, I still would like to highlight that the job immediately after graduation is not guaranteed. KTH graduates still face job market challenges like industry demands, language, specific skill sets and requirements. KTH does offer support service to help you navigate your career journey when you draw closer to the degree. And 12% of the students at KTH, they start up their own companies. And you already mentioned KTH Innovation, which is an important part in this. So KTH Innovation is a startup promoter. They provide world-class innovation support, and there are multiple CBH-related startups like the ones that you can see on this side. And all of them take a starting point in the research that is conducted within the CBH school.
Mm-hmm. And I would also like to mention about how important it is to network with people while you're at KTH and how events can help you with that. So for example, when you're studying, there are many career fairs available for us to participate in. For example, the Armada Career Fair, which happens every November. Mm-hmm. And there's also year-round study tours to companies organized by our student chapters, which helps with networking. For example, I visited AstraZeneca, which is a pharmaceutical company facility, and I connected with the engineers there. So it really helps with getting you your first job, for example.
Mm. So networking is key.
Definitely.
Taking the chance, yeah.
Now that we're kind of reaching an end to this webinar, I would like to remind you that this is not all. During autumn, KTH offers many activities to support you on every step towards KTH. And you can visit our website kth.se/meet to find all the events, both digital and in person, and make sure to register to get first-hand information on those. And if you're curious about what current KTH students think about their studies, you can follow our student bloggers to know more about their experience. Additionally, you can also reach out to our student ambassadors from the CBH program, as you can see here. And they are always happy to help you answer your questions. these are the same people who have been answering your questions in the Q&A chat below. So feel free to connect with them directly through our website. And thank you so much for joining this webinar and making it a success. And the Q&A will remain open now until we've answered all the questions in the chat.
Hope to see you here at KTH.
Yes, best of luck. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.